things are getting all suspenseful in the beginning of this thing, and me and my lady are sitting down there towards the front. You know, we didn't get tickets early enough, so we didn't have the greatest seats in the house, but we were kind of down a little bit closer to the exit. I hear this sound like a chainsaw. So maybe I'm thinking the theater next to us had something loud happening. All of a sudden, the back exit door flies open.
You're fucking kidding.
And dude, there's these two guys. One guy's got this thing that looks like a freaking chainsaw, but I click in automatically. I just click into game mode. It's on. Okay.
This is for real? For real?
This is for real. Okay?
At Newport.
At Newport.
Big Newport.
At Big Newport. It's on.
Wait, when was this?
This was like a year and a half ago. It made the papers and everything. Maybe like a year and a half or so ago. So all of a sudden, he's ripping this thing, and I'm looking at him, and I go, I zone in on him, and I go, okay, it's a leaf blower, dude. It's two kids. They're doing a prank, you know.
Yeah.
People in the theater started screaming and yelling and crying and trampling over themselves, trying to get out through the back of this thing, freaking
fucking out.
Mayhem, terrorism has struck Newport Beach. Okay, life is, as we know it, has been changed here in sunny old Newport Beach. Well, my chick is going, come on, let's go now, let's go. I'm saying, no, honey, wait, stay right here next to me. No, I'm leaving you. And I, you know, and at this time they took off and started running. So I wanted to make sure that the back doors were, you know, shut now, so no one else could come in,
because you can't. Once you shut those doors, you can't come back in that way. So they must have came out and set this thing up. Like they went out that way.
Yeah. So it was somewhat set up, and at the end of the day, I went down and I made sure they were shut. My lady was so upset with me. Really, really pissed off.
This is during the movie going on?
Yeah, the movie's going on.
Did the movie continue? Did anybody stay? Did you guys stay for the rest of the movie?
So what happened was we got everybody outside, and this one person had broken their ankle, and you know, by this time we're all having to wait, and like people are trying to talk to eyewitnesses. I was as close to this as you could possibly be, because we were down in the front left, right where they came in. I was eye to eye with this maniac, basically. And that's how I really identified that it was a leaf blower. So all of a sudden, you know, here comes the sirens, the freaking squads there, the SWAT team for Newport Beach has showed up with their, you know, assault rifles, and it's
dude.
Serious, dude. It's serious. They're interviewing us, and
so the movie stopped, basically.
Yeah, the movie stopped, and I wanted to go back in and watch it. I was pissed off. I'm like, those fuckers stopped us at the most suspenseful part, and it was just heating up. You know, it was radical, and my chick, no, you do not ask him to start the movie again. We're leaving. She was so furious with me. So we got in the car, and you know, I had given them my information and all that stuff, and they had been following up on phone calls and everything. And we get in the car, and I look at her. I said, "Listen, I'm here to protect you. Okay? If something happens in a public place, I'm the one that's going to be standing in front of the bullet for you. Okay?" And I understand that when something serious happens and you start to hyperventilate, you start to lose your cool, you don't do your breathing, you don't do all the things we've been talking about staying calm in these critical situations, you've lost your mind. I'm the one that's thinking correctly, because, babe, what I'm telling you is everyone's running out to that back exit, okay? And guess what? These guys might not have been alone. They might have had another shooter in the building set up in the back, waiting for everyone to crowd back there and pick off everybody. There might have been someone outside that other door. The plan might have been get everybody out, go to the back. These are the things that I'm sitting here thinking about in my mind. The reason I wanted to stay, because I wanted to make sure that shit was shut down there. Those guys aren't coming back in here if I got that close. And now I can control the situation, because I know if something bad happened in the back where you wanted to run out with everybody else in the cattle and get picked off, we could have escaped out the front, or we could have hid here, you know? Like, so look, there's bad things happening in our country right now. We've got domestic terrorists that are, you know, terrorizing, you know, cities, not only in America, but, you know, Western civilization, more, you know, established countries.
All around the world,
and
man.
third world countries where they're freaking nailing people.
Paris and fucking everywhere, Rome and all these major spots, dude. Fucking San Bernardino. Fucking, where's the last one at? San Bernardino, and then what?
We had San Bernardino
And then
that
after
happened.
after that was
Domestically?
yeah, domestically. Right
Florida.
after Florida.
The Florida situation
Yeah.
went down.
Just everywhere where people, like you said, are going out to have a good time.
Yeah.
And go to the movies or go to the marathon thing or go over to fucking trying to get food stamps or whatever at the fucking San Bernardino thing. And this shit goes down. We're in this part of our lives, like you said, this part of culture where it's so nerfed and people are so, they opt to run and be so uncomposed that they lose their minds.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that people are wrong
for that. No, it's just that's just what they're in.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the mail and I'm getting the phone calls from these guys, probation officer. They obviously they didn't get caught that night, but they did some research. They probably got a license plate or whatever.
Sometimes they got busted.
Know? They got busted. So at the end of the day, I told the probation officer on the phone. I said, look, they've gotten in big enough trouble. You know what I mean? There's some really angry people at that movie theater that in this town that are not going to be. I know that they're wanting these kids to pay the ultimate price, you know. But I think at this point in time, we're going to ruin their lives by this one thing that they carelessly did when they were young. Pranking someone at the same age, you know, where we're signing our kids up for these credit cards, at the same age where, you know, we can now vote, you know, but we're just young and we're naive and we do stupid shit.
Like throw eggs at cars and fruit.
We do stupid shit and you shouldn't have to pay the consequence just because you're 18 for the rest of your life. You know, this mark is going to stop you from getting a good job one day. You know, hey, I said, whatever happened to them, you know, at this point, I think they've served their time, you know what I mean? And like, that's all I have. I don't want to push any charges, you know, I don't want to participate. That's what I told them.